compare this sort of situation where the DOJ is very directly contradicting the president?
I can't, but the historical precedent I want to talk about has to do with the president's ability to find out if someone has wiretapped someone else.
Yeah.
The reason why President Trump's tweet was never credible was that as President of the United States, he has every right to ask the FBI to give him a list of the requests for FISA national security wiretaps. He could have asked for that.
You're saying he didn't take an investigation?
He didn't have to have it. He could have requested it. We don't know why he thought this happened, but let's say somebody whispered in his ear what turned out to be bad information. He could have immediately requested from the FBI a list and could have determined it. He didn't have to tweet to the world and accuse his predecessor of engaging in a McCarthyite attack. Maybe we can understand this better by looking at what had happened just before the tweet. March 1st, I believe it was March 1st, the Washington Post reported that there had been 2 undisclosed meetings, or at least one, between Jeff Sessions and a representative of the Russian government. This led to Jeff Sessions' recusal on March 2nd or 3rd. Donald Trump was angry. Donald Trump was worried. Donald Trump sends out a tweet that deflects from the bad news he's getting on the Russia front. That tweet resulted in a lot of spent time and a lot of words with people talking about how this would be horrible if the president had done it, the former president.
Well, it would be a federal crime, right?
It's not. It wasn't credible. It wasn't credible at the time. I'm not saying that presidents haven't done this. I know they have. But the world has changed since the 1970s. In order to get a wiretap for national security purposes, you have to work through the FISA court, which didn't exist when Richard Nixon engaged in his abuse of power. So President Obama would have had to go to the FBI and request for the FBI to go to the FISA court, which means all kinds of people would have heard about it. You'd have all kinds of documents. We don't have the kind of system, well, unless it's changed under President Trump, where a president can order a wiretap on someone. It's just not the way it was in the 70s. So it was not credible in terms of the structure of wiretapping, and it didn't make any sense because President Trump could have requested the actual information. He's allowed to see that as President of the United States.
A lot of people have said this is not surprising information, and it really doesn't move the ball forward in terms of the conclusion. But Jay, what Tim just brought up was the timing and the Attorney General Jeff Sessions involved.